What's up? Good morning.
Good
Welcome.
morning,
Good morning.
boys.
This
Go
is
for it,
Jared Gray
Jared.
with my co-host Jordan Rains and the Dynasty Chef Steve with expandingtheboxscore.com. Guys, how are you doing? And good morning.
Doing great.
Doing awesome, bro. I won 2 championships yesterday. Don't have to
Woohoo!
sweat it tonight. I lost one. I already know, so I don't got to sweat that. I lost
Yeah.
another
I've
one.
got one tonight. I'm down 11 points, and I'm either starting Boone or Abdullah, but probably Boone
Probably Boone.
for the win.
Yeah, it's not looking good in the two I'm losing in. And the
Yep.
one I'm winning in is the one that was the test league that you started.
Oh, hey, fucking your team. I looked at that. Your team's fucking slaying over there.
Oh man, I'm destroying in that one.
You got like almost 300 points.
Yep.
That's killing it.
At least I got that. Yeah,
Well-
but the money league that I'm in the ship in, yeah, I'm getting destroyed in that one.
Yeah, I got 3 money leagues. I did not make the playoffs in one. I made the playoffs in both the other ones, and I got 4th in one, which is really annoying. And I got 1st in another one, though, so I'll take that. I'll take it. Actually, I had a guy text me this morning, like, are you doing the payouts? And I'm like, bro, it's 8 o'clock on Monday morning. Can you just calm the fuck down? I'll send you your money. Don't worry. Gosh.
let the fantasy week end first.
Yeah, for real. What's going on? Calm down. And of course, and he barely won by like 5 points. Like, hey, am I gonna get you money? Like,
Stat
calm.
corrections.
Just chill out. Chill out. It's gonna happen.
That's going to be like, nah, bro, you got to win by 10.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna
change the rules.
guess we're gonna break down these guys for everybody that helped you win those IDP championships. I mean, I'm not even gonna dick around. I'm just gonna go straight to the top. Fucking Chandler Jones, dude was
Whoa, dude,
on
Chandler
a
Jones
mission
went off,
yesterday. 4 sacks, 6 quarterback hits, 2 forced fumbles, 4 solos, 2 assists, 3 tackles for loss. That amounts to a fuck ton of points in any league. He got 30. I think he got like 28 in one of my leagues that I played him in, which is kind of a low score in my opinion. He got 28 in another league where my buddy's winning a championship, and he's got him and Dante Fowler, who was the other big IDP guy that went off yesterday. I think he got like a little less than 60 points between both those guys, but hopefully we're going to change our scoring. In our IDP 1-2-3 league, Chandler Jones has got the new high score for a defensive player that I've counted all season. He hit 52 in that one, which
As he should.
As he should.
He got
I mean,
60 in one of my league. So
4 sacks is a lot right there, but then you tack on 2 forced fumbles, 6 quarterback hits. I mean, there's 12 meaningful things without talking about tackle at all. I mean, those are big, meaningful plays. So
we were talking about somebody earlier this week had a good week. I don't remember who it was though. I don't remember.
Congrats to everyone.
Could have been somebody else. I don't know. We're talking about Chandler Jones.
Congrats to anybody that started Chandler Jones in their championship week. I have a hard time believing you lost if you did that. And like I said, one of my buddies in my main dynasty, he had Chandler Jones and Dante Fowler. So Dante Fowler had a huge day too. 3 quarterback hits, 1 forced fumble, 2.5 sacks, 5 solos, 2.5 tackles for a loss, and an assist. I mean, that's a lot of damage to do on the defensive side of the ball. And they both did it against pretty good teams, which is the crazy part to me. Like, I didn't expect Russell Wilson to get sacked 4 times, at least by one person, let alone 4 times the whole game. You know,
agreed.
Pretty slippery. And same thing for old Jimmy G. I mean, he hasn't hit the dirt a lot this season, but I know he got sacked 2.5 times by Fowler, and he got sacked at least once by O'Donnell. So it just shows you, though, we're getting week 16. I mean, guys are getting worn out, run down a little bit. You know, and these defensive guys are taking advantage of that line that's just been going and going all season. So big shout out to those guys, league winners for sure if you played them. I don't really have much else to say about them. Chandler Jones, I wish he was a little younger so I could go buy him in Dynasty and feel happy about it.
Well, and I have him in Dynasty League, but like I said, that's my league I'm redrafting in. If I was playing both guys in the championship, I have Everson Griffin going tonight. I might win that. I might have won the league, and I missed out by like 3 points going to the semifinals, and I would have won that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's been crazy.
Did you sit Chandler?
Say what?
Did you sit Jones?
Not this week. No, 60 points. I never sit Jones.
There you go. Never sit a pass rusher. Okay, he's only 29, so I'm actually feeling really good about that going forward. Well, think about this. Calais Campbell. We were bashing PFF yesterday, but he's one of their highest graded defensive ends, and he's 33. JJ Watt is 30.
But here's my thing about that. He's injured, and
hurt.
You know how about back injuries?
Yeah.
Calais Campbell might only have 3 years left. Maybe.
I'm just saying, if Chandler Jones has got 3 seasons left at 29 right now, if he can play to 32 at this level, he's still worth a buy. Look at the game he just had. There are only a handful of guys in the NFL that can have a 4-sack game. He's one of them. Cam Jordan's one of them. TJ Watt is probably one of them, although he hasn't. Neil Hunter is. But that's pretty much close to where the list ends.
Yeah, it's a small list.
It is.
Aaron Donald, if you're lucky.
Exactly. If he's not getting triple teamed or quadruple teamed the whole game, sure, you might get a game like that. But
why don't you remind us why you were bashing on PFF yesterday?
Oh well, they just. I don't want to bash on them, but it seems like there's misinformation. They had TJ Watt with 16 sacks, I think it was, and he's only got 13. So I don't know how they're doing that, where they're getting their data from, how they're defining that metric. But you go on the NFL website, you go on fantasydata.com, you go on expandtheboxscore.com, who represents us, and it's all of them have the proper number of sacks. And then you get on PFF, which just to get into PFF costs a chunk of change. And you hop in there, and they have them down with the wrong number of sacks. Top to bottom, left, right, up, down, it's just wrong. So that bothers me as someone who recently purchased PFF to find out that, A, the data is, I don't get it. It's just not right. And B, you're probably not even really supposed to talk about it unless you have a licensing fee or something. And I'm like, well, I don't want to talk about bad data. So anyway, find a credible spot. Pro Football Reference, expand the box score. Fantasy data has been pretty good to us all season as well when we've used them. So PFF, I'm not really sure where they're aggregating their data from, and they need to get that fixed.
They're flipping coins here. That happens to accounted for 2, right?
Right. Yeah. Okay. Let's flip a coin, find out.
I have no idea. But
that's what I'm starting to wonder is maybe they're counting half a sack as a sack.
Maybe they're doing that. Maybe they're I don't know. Maybe they just haven't gone. Maybe they're haven't adjusted anything and they messed up early. I don't know. But anyway, those were 2 big league winners, and they're both linebackers technically because they're in a 3-4, Jones and Fowler. But in Sleeper app, thank God, you can play them as defensive linemen, as you should be able to, because their primary job is to rush the passer. And yeah, if you play them, you got big shit out of them. So kudos to everyone who did that. Fred Warner, we talked about him a little bit on the live show yesterday. He had a monster game on Saturday.
Yeah, we were talking about him, and we were like, oh yes, he's gonna be the top of the week, but he got beat.
My biggest question is, we were talking about this yesterday. If Jordan Hicks and
it was Bobby Wagner and Hicks.
Bobby Wagner.
Yeah.
How well they were going to finish up for the day.
I'm looking at that right now. Looks like Bobby Wagner had 13 tackles. Damn. And a sack. Okay. Okay.
2 tackles for loss.
2 tackles for loss. So I saw Hicks pick up a forced fumble, didn't he? Hicks still had a good day. Only 6 tackles. Not great, but 2 tackles for loss, and he had a fumble recovery. So I think Wagner ended up winning that one by a little bit, but they both still had solid days. So.
We were talking about whether or not he would cover one of our guys. And, if both of them, and count them combined, covered Warner. So, which is what I know he needed. And he tagged us and on the championship. Russ did, so that was good to know that he locked one up here today. It's nice to know that guys are locking up championships and that we were part of that. So.
Yeah, definitely makes it, the grind worthwhile, the community. We appreciate the IDP Army and all those guys. And I know we brought home some gold. I mean, I did. I know you guys still got a couple spots you're looking at. I know a couple of those guys did. So, let's just keep this thing rolling. And, the off season.
I've got a bet with one person, and I've got 2 leagues where I'm down by 9 points, I think, in one league, or 11 in one league, and I'm down by 1 point. And all I need is Boone to get me 10 points or 12 points in one league, and then another week I need Everson Griffin to give me a tackle. 1. So I'm asking for.
Hey,
all right,
I
Everson,
think you're good.
Just give me 1.
I think you can pull that off.
If I get that one, I have a bet with that if I win that one, they're paying my next 2 years league dues. So.
Oh damn! Hell yeah!
It's pretty good.
You better get in the group chat and advocate bringing out that pot too.
Buy-ins
going up.
Yeah. So, and I'm in this one league, and it's a big league. Brandon's in, and we pay $75. But the payouts are weird. Like each week, you can get $5 if you're the high scorer. I know somebody that ain't never been a high scorer in 5 years. So,
oh wow!
We used to do that in one of our leagues. We did. It was after week 8, the highest scoring team would get $10. That was just to keep everybody playing.
I did lock up my big money league. It's a $500 league, and the only reason I'm playing it is because I won it 3 years ago.
Yeah, get that money, dude. I'm looking to get in some bigger money leagues next year. My highest buy-in this year, I think, was like 100.
I'm gonna shore it up, no problem. I have Diggs, Griffin, or not Griffin, Daniel Hunter, and somebody else, and I'm up by 3 points. So if that one's like I think it's $2,500. No,
nice.
$4,500. So
that's what's up.
Yeah,
get it. Go rep the IDP Army, bro. All right, let's talk about some other big performances yesterday. Guys that really helped you out. TJ Watt, he hit the Holy Trinity. He got the sack, the strip, and the fumble recovery pretty early in that game. That was nice to see.
How many weeks has he running now with a sack?
A lot. Did he? I think
I think it's 7.
I think it's longer than that. He might not have had one last week.
I thought he had one last week.
I thought he got a half a sack last week.
You're right. He did get a half a sack. For counting a half a sack, I don't think it's been. I got him right here.
I'm counting a half a sack. Yes.
Counting half a sack. He missed week 14, but basically since week 4, he's had a sack, 2 sacks, half a sack, 2 sacks. Yeah, he's been
monster, bro.
He's had a sack 13 of the last 15 weeks. That's counting his bye. So really it's 13 to 14 weeks. Damn. And he's had a forced fumble almost every other week. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Does that put him in an all-pro category?
Oh, 100%. He should be first team all-pro, 100%.
Well, you got to talk about this. You got to deal with Danielle Hunter. You got to deal with Cameron Jordan, Chandler Jones.
I like Cameron Jordan, but I don't think I think Chandler Jones and TJ Watt have put more on paper this season and on teams that needed them to put shit on paper. Cameron Jordan's sitting on a team that's basically on cruise control to go deep in the playoffs, and I'm not none of that has to do anything with him. Sorry, bro. I mean, I like you and all, but TJ Watt.
Hey, can you believe the Raiders can make the playoffs?
I know. I was thinking. I thought this morning.
There's a chance.
Yeah.
No, there's a good chance.
I know.
They need 4 things to happen.
Yep.
So,
I mean,
dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The Browns. I'll be honest with you. I'm surprised Freddie Kitchens is with the Browns right now.
Yeah.
He won't be longer. I think Ron Rivera is going to head to the Browns, and I think that'll be.
I'm with you. We talked about this earlier because Dorsey and him, have a connection. I love Ron Rivera. I think he's a great coach.
He's a solid coach, I think he sees it that. I mean, that's going to be a good landing spot for anybody who wants to be a head coach.
I got something big for you.
Go ahead.
What do you think about Nick Saban to the Cowboys?
He's never going to leave college ball.
I don't know.
He's never going to leave the Cowboys.
It's a changing game. It's a young man's game now.
Bro, here's the thing, right? So with it really looks like college players are going to start getting paid, right? And I mean, it's been passed. California's already happening.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know that and they get an extra aspect to it, why not go to it, make it a business again, and go back to the pros and prove that you can actually do it? Because he's already going down as one of, if not the greatest college football coach of all time. So can you do any worse? I mean, look at that lineup.
Yeah, no,
they're a 12-3 team with an 8-8 coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
sorry, a 7-9 coach.
Yeah,
Cowboys would be a good landing spot. My only thing is, I know the Redskins are probably looking for a coach too, and we've talked about this several times. There are a lot of Alabama players on the Redskins. I don't know if that would mean anything to him to go hit up those guys. You don't think so?
The organization isn't as strong.
No, definitely not. But I mean, that also might be something too. He might look at that as a challenge and be like, "All right, I'm going to take this dumpster fire to a Super Bowl in 3 seasons." No, you don't think so?
No, man. The Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, he got burned there.
True.
Dude, he was out in 2 seasons with Miami. So I'm going to go to a team that has a established winning. I mean, that team is strong, dude. That 3 or 4 defensive players. He brings a good offensive mind. You know, they could be stout, dude. I mean,
yeah. Well, there aren't really any Cowboys on our studs list. I guess that's a lie. Sean Lee somehow ended up with 17 tackles yesterday.
17, bro.
Yeah, 9 solos, 8 assists. I didn't see him in any championship lineups yesterday in any of the leagues I was in. I don't know about you guys.
All right, question. Let's early start set next year. When are you drafting Leighton Vander Esch?
Linebacker, between linebacker 12 and 18.
That's crazy, right?
I was just thinking somewhere along there.
In some leagues, he was the first linebacker taken.
That's crazy.
He'll be a good value next year. I mean, if he comes back completely healthy, knowing the upside,
he's gonna have that Danny Trevathan money. Let's get him late. He might be a baller.
No, nobody. Well, he's injured, man. Yeah, I'll
dude. Nobody was on Jordan Hicks.
No,
remember
he was
we
like
were talking about this
linebacker taken in like every draft I did.
And Jordan Hicks. I haven't looked, and I'll be all. Who leads, Jordan Hicks or Joe Schobert?
Ooh, next season, I'm taking Schobert over Hicks. Sorry.
With Kursky being back?
Well, I don't think that Schobert's going to stick around on the Browns. For everything says.
So I think Schobert. I think Schobert stays. I think Kursky's gone.
Fair enough. He should be. I mean,
Kursky was a team captain.
And they've got Mac and they've got Taki there.
Sione Taki.
Let's hit on a couple of these other big studs real quick before we get too far down the rabbit hole. Demario Davis, another guy we've talked about all season. I mean,
every week.
He gives you. I mean, he got 11 tackles and a sack yesterday, 2 tackles for a loss, a pass defended, a quarterback hit. I mean, that's just bring it up. That's money in the bank. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Gimme.
Yep, the man of God.
Dude, his floor has been ridiculous this year.
And he's another guy kind of like Jordan Hicks that was going, in that linebacker 15, 20, 25 area. And he's been a top 5 linebacker probably more than anybody else on the season besides maybe Joe Schobert and Hicks. And yeah, I mean, it's because he has those big play upside. He's had a couple of sacks. He's had a couple of forced fumbles. So kudos to him. Great season.
He's 30 now. Does that age start to scare you, or would you are you still trying to buy him low or draft him late?
My cutoff age for guys I want to draft in IDP is 33.
33?
I've kind of decided that because of Thomas Davis. He's an older dude, but he was bread and butter tackler all season. We got a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
You got Calais Campbell, who had his best season at 32, 33. JJ Watt, he's still in the mix. You're getting a little older, but Jordan Hicks, even he's 29, 30. I mean, you can't just write these guys off because they're old necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
If they're good at their job, they're good at their job. So I'm not scared to take Davis next year as a top 10 linebacker.
Okay.
If I have to. Especially
I like it. I'm with you on Davis 100%. I mean, think about guys like.
And he hasn't shown that he's lost a step. That's the other thing. Shown that. I mean, if anything, he's shown that he's still developing into an even better player. So,
well, look at Derek Brooks. Derek Brooks didn't even miss a football game for 14 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and he was a, starting outside linebacker, middle linebacker for 14 seasons. Didn't miss a game.
Yep.
So that stuff you gotta look at. And he played every single game. I mean, he was in college for 4 years. So
a couple other big guys this week. Donald Payne back again to just rub it in our faces about how great he is. 16 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss. I played against him in a league. He was actually on 2 championship teams that I saw. So kudos to those guys for having the balls to just ride him out there. Bobby Wagner, we touched on him a little bit earlier. Levante David had a great game on Saturday.
10 tackles. They should have been starting him instead of Jack.
Yeah, I mean, Miles Jack, I was looking at my dynasty team. I'm like, well, who am I going to start making cuts for? Because I know guys are going to start dropping people off their team, and they're guys I'm looking to snatch up when they make their call. And fucking Miles Jack's one of them. He's one of the guys I'm like, I'm probably going to drop him. I mean,
he's
mad about it either. I mean, I was looking at my team. It's like I have Quadre Allison, and then I have Miles Jack, and I'm like, those are the guys in my head.
Yeah,
it would be fine if they disappeared.
Yep. I don't need these guys. They didn't do anything.
I mean, he got paid, but I mean, the reality is he's never shown himself to be an elite linebacker.
He's Sam Bradford the hell out of him.
He is. He's a Sam Bradford linebacker. That's a great comp. Good job, Steve. I like
that. You used the Sam Bradford reference twice. Leave my Oklahoma boy alone.
Well, that's what he did. He's Sam Bradford the hell out of him.
There's a big surprise. I actually ended up going against this guy and lost because of it. But Jermaine Pratt yesterday, 11 solos, an assist, 2 tackles for a loss. He came out of nowhere, had his first real big game of the season.
He's been slowly developing ever since they released old boy that went to the Raiders.
Yeah, I forget. Was Preston Brown? Was that who it was?
Yeah. As soon as he got released, he's slowly been coming on. I was high on him. He was part of my 25 rookies that I covered in the offseason. I like the kid. He obviously he's had a game. He had 8 tackles in one game. He had 7 tackles in another. And then to have the game he had yesterday, and one of my buddies that sent me a message, he might have sent it to you too, Jordan. He's like, hey, I'm looking at streaming a linebacker. I got somebody hurt. How do you feel about Jermaine Pratt? I said, honestly, I really like the matchup. I mean, I like Jermaine Pratt. And his floor's been, 5 tackles. I said, he's bound for breakout game. Why not this week? Yeah. Pure luck on the why not this week. But he did. But his floor's been, 5 to 7 tackles. So I'm like, if you're getting 3 points a tackle, there you go.
Yep.
100% agree with you. He's the guy that I think is going to do big things for you next year. Keep eyeing him. Jerome Baker had a good game at linebacker. Dre Greenlaw showed up, had a decent game. Jordan Hicks had a decent game. Matt Milano had a decent game. Bobby Okereke had a good game.
Okereke.
And Anthony Walker did. So Darius Leonard was the odd man out yesterday.
Yeah, he didn't really do anything.
So that hurts you. Then you had, guys that kind of did what you kind of hoped they would do. Devin White had 8 tackles, a fumble recovery. Jayon Brown had 8 tackles total. They didn't kill you. They didn't win you a week though, unfortunately. So Luke Kuechly kind of hurt you a little bit yesterday with his tackle. But
yeah, it's funny because we were talking to one of the guys was debating on starting Luke Kuechly. I don't know how you not start Luke Kuechly, obviously, but he hasn't been killing it the last 5 weeks. So
he's been
you know what I mean?
Like he'd been solid, and then he'd been down for a little bit, and then he went back up a little bit. He kind of was just like fluctuating there a bit. He hadn't been like elite.
So that's pretty much it for the linebackers. You guys want to talk about some defensive linemen next?
Let's do it.
All right. Here, my dude Robert Quinn, who I've been all about all season. He had top DL guys this week. Strictly DL now. If you're not counting your outside linebackers like Watt and Chandler Jones. But, as a strictly DE, 2 quarterback hits, a sack, 2 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, and 5 solos. So, pretty good game. But I mean, Philly, you kind of saw that coming. They still won though, which is I honestly thought the Cowboys would beat Philadelphia yesterday. I really did believe that. They beat themselves.
I know. That's what they've been doing all season long.
I've been saying this for weeks. Garrett should be gone.
Yep.
Well, sidebar.
How is he there now?
Fucking Ezekiel Elliott pulled himself out of that game. I mean, you guys saw that, right? Like even what's his face was commenting on that. He said, Zeke's like, oh, Zeke's on the 3rd and 1. Zeke's on the sidelines. Like, well, Zeke has the ability to just take himself out, and Zeke's just sitting there. And I'm like, is he doing this on purpose? Like, is he just purposefully like trying to like sabotage what's going on out here? Like,
I think so.
Yeah, right after a first down run, let's get off the field. Come on, bro. There's no way I'm letting that happen.
Yeah, I'm like, get out there. Like, we paid you. You handle.
Dude, there was a big first down. Amari Cooper was still on the sideline. Like
that was at the very end of the game. That very last play of the game, Amari Cooper was not on the field. It was Gallup and Austin, and they showed over. They panned over to Cooper, and one of the trainers was trying to give him a drink of water, and he was just like, "Nah."
No, I'm good.
There's a lot going on in this picture right now.
You lost. I mean, it's obvious that he has lost the entire team. There's no way that would happen, dude.
Well, okay, get this. Did you even see Garrett yesterday? Did you just see his physical presence? He looked like old dude from Star Wars, the Sith Lord dude. Like
Emperor Palpatine over there.
He looked like post electric hands.
Yeah.
His face was like gray and like wrinkly. His eyes were dark and baggy. I was like,
that's great.
It wasn't the perky Garrett. I mean, it looked like Garrett. It looked like he hadn't slept in weeks and just like got beat up.
He probably hasn't.
And it was no fake smile, none of that. It was just like it was dark.
No clapping.
Crazy. I like what's happened to Sean McVay. Sean McVay last season just all perky, and like Saturday I was watching him play. Dude looked like he's aged 10 years. Just dark countenance, hands crossed. I mean, just totally.
Oh man.
It scared me. I feel bad. I almost feel bad for Garrett, but I don't. I'm just like, he hasn't been held to a very high standard, which by default has made him not have a very high standard. And I think he could be a good coach if somebody held him.
I've never been a believer.
Really?
Nope.
All right. You're probably right. I'm a little bit more forgiving. I think about that about Jeff Fisher too sometimes. It's just now that they're gone, I'm like, he sucked, but
Jeff
maybe
Fisher was terrible.
Maybe if he gets held to a higher standard, he'd have been.
Maybe if he had a chance, he had 2 chances.
Bro, come on, Jeff Fisher? No.
I know he's garbage. I know. I'm aware. I'm just now that he's gone, it's easy to romanticize it.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the rest of these DL guys. Christian Wilkins caught a touchdown from Miami yesterday. Or was that him?
Yeah.
There was a couple of people who caught touchdowns. It was him, and then Josh Allen threw one to his offensive lineman too this weekend. So that was fun. Week 16, fuck it, why not? Wilkins, though, had a sack, a quarterback hit, 3 solos, tackle for a loss, and the touchdown. So that ended up being a good day. There's a couple of guys in the top here that I'm sure nobody played. Al Quentin Muhammad had 2 sacks. Draymond Jones, I don't think anybody played him.
I mean, yeah, who's playing these guys?
Nobody. But, I mean, I'm just giving their shout-out.
It's great.
Jack Tyler, Guy Lawrence. But some of the guys we actually
I had somebody play Guy Lawrence against me.
Really?
I was like, are you kidding me? There's no reason you're playing this freaking guy.
And yeah.
I'm a Patriots fan, and I didn't play him.
Right? Well, I mean, you don't play that guy.
That's how I felt yesterday. I'm up against this guy. They're one of the IDP guys, Joey the Tooth. He played Jermaine Pratt and Donald Payne against me. I was like, oh, what the hell?
Well, I understand Payne.
Yeah, I understand that. But
but you were just talking about Pratt having that good matchup, though. Yeah, I mean, I kind of get it.
I was not expecting to face those guys finals week. That's all. I figured I'd be facing some, different people.
Nope, that's pretty deep.
Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa both had really good games for defensive ends. 3 quarterback hits for Ingram, 2 for Bosa, sack and a half for Ingram, 1 for Bosa. No forced fumbles or anything like that. They both had a couple, 3 or 4 tackles, so it's pretty solid. Sam Hubbard popping up, ending the season for you with 6 tackles, a tackle and a half for a loss, a sack, quarterback hit. Sam Hubbard. He's going to be the.
Yeah, man, we talked about it. Whether or not he's going to have a game or not.
Yeah, he's going to be. There's going to be a lot of Twitter fights over Sam Hubbard this summer. I can already feel it a lot. There's going to be a lot of lines drawn in this thing.
Somebody was saying something about the Bengals should draft young.
I know they're not. They're going to take Burrow, right?
Yeah.
But did you see Andy Dalton yesterday? Andy Dalton got ice in his veins. You see that shit yesterday?
Yeah, one game. I mean, one game.
He's on the Bengals.
He is a bungle.
And I'm not trying to be rude here. AJ Green ain't there, which is a big deal.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Tyler Boyd, did you see his game yesterday?
Is Joe Burrow better than Andy Dalton?
Probably not.
That's the thing.
I don't know.
And if he is, by how much?
Yeah, we don't know.
This is going to be so fun to argue about.
Here's the thing. What do you think the biggest thing they need is?
Offensive line.
But they have 2 offensive line. They do have. They're just hurt. They've got guys that are on IR right now. They're supposed to bolster that line.
Well, their best offensive lineman retired,
and you can't draft an offensive lineman number 1. They're going to take Burrow and they're going to trade Dalton. That's what they should do. And what they should do is try to trade Dalton for. I don't know.
Let's talk another thing. How many free agent quarterbacks are there?
Of all the guys that are going to be, Dalton's going to be one of the best. He could go to the Steelers. He could go to the Patriots. Nobody wants to say it, but I mean, Tom Brady's not ageless. Andy Dalton on the Pats.
Hey, what about Cam Newton?
I know Cam. I hate that. I hate it. I don't want Cam Newton and Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson all in the same division, just fighting each other and screaming.
Getting some light issues here, so I'm trying to fix it.
Oh, it's all good, bro. Anyway, I don't know. I think they would be silly to pass on Burrow. He seems like he's legit. I would like them to take Young so they could have 2, they could have both Young and Hubbard coming off the edge, and they would be instantly in contention for one of the better pass rushes in the league.
Yeah, that'd be a legit pass rush.
But I think the wise thing to do is take Burrow and try to move Dalton for maybe just more picks and then try to trade up and get another good pass rusher. I don't know. I think whoever gets Young is probably going to be very, very
pass rusher. If that's the case, you're not passing on Chase Young.
Yeah.
You just can't do it.
True.
Well,
be interesting.
You're the number 1 pick in the draft. Tell me this. You're the draft. And as much as I love, your boy Chase Young, if you could drop back 2 or 3, get another draft pick, get a lineman, and AJ Epinesa, ain't you doing it? Hell yeah, dude. I mean, I can't wait to interview that kid. We've been talking about it, right? That interview is going to be awesome.
Yeah. He's going to be at the Senior Bowl.
He's excited.
a stud. Oh, yeah.
Stud.
I'm very excited to get down there. I don't know, though, man. Again, it's going to be interesting. They're a team that seems like they have a lot of talent. I mean, they have a great running back. They have great wide receivers. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. I mean, low-key, nobody talked about John Ross had like 85 yards yesterday at 13 targets. I mean, between him and Boyd, you don't need A.J. Green. And they've shown that.
And love or hate it, John Ross is the fastest player in the NFL.
Yep. And Tyler Eifert. Tyler Eifert was healthy all season.
I'm sorry, did you say the glassest player in the NFL? He's the glassest?
They have a couple of guys.
That's Tyler Eifert.
Yeah, that's Eifert and Ross. But
I say you could say a few of them, but
they're in a spot where I think they just need to plug in that right quarterback that can make the right decisions. Again, I don't hate Andy Dalton. I do like Andy Dalton, but
got a great running back. Mixon's a stud.
He's one of the best running backs in the league, easily top 5.
With a trashed offensive line, he had 100 and something yards. You know, consistently. The fact that he got snubbed out of the Pro Bowl with a trash offensive line is BS.
Well, the Pro Bowl, they got to change the way that's done. They got to they got to change the way that happens because
that's
you
popularity
saw
contest.
On Twitter 2 weeks ago. I mean, guys that never tweet were all of a sudden on Twitter begging for retweets. Oh, retweet me to the Pro Bowl. I'm like, dude, you haven't said anything to anybody in like 5 months. Like, why would anybody? But they still get retweets and stuff from it. It's like rolling my eyes. I'm like, I was definitely voting for guys like Jamal Adams. You know, he interacts with people on Twitter. He tweets. TJ Watt, I mean, he tweets. I mean, you know, there's certain guys that I'm like, yeah, you're out here hustling for us. You're trying to be popular, win the popularity contest. But there's guys just coming out of the woodwork. Hey, get me to the Pro Bowl. I'm like, dude, get out of here.
Well, I mean, they deserve to be in the Pro Bowl, too.
Hey, real quick offensive plug. Is Mark Andrews the next Gronk?
There's a few guys.
No.
Dude, Mark Andrews is he a stud.
Yeah, Mark Andrews and George Kittle.
Andrews and Kittle. And honestly, I think Darwin, whenever Witten disappears, I think Blake Darwin's going to be a thug. The way he runs out is, I mean, it's smooth.
No fan. There's some good rookies too. So, we'll get back to that. You know,
we'll get back to we'll talk. Aaron Donald, he showed up again for a little bit.
Finally again. So this is down season, right?
I mean, it was a down season. Yeah, he still put up over 10 sacks. But the problem with that is, I mean, you drafted him. Most people drafted him. It wasn't 20. Most people drafted Aaron Donald as a top 3 defensive line guy. Not that at all this season. Not even close.
Well, here's the facts. Remember, we had the conversation, and we were on it all year long. Sell, because Ndamukong Suh's gone. And I never felt more right in my life. You know, I didn't expect Shaq Barrett to do what he did, but it was proof that Ndamukong Suh is who is Ndamukong Suh. So, and Ndamukong Suh could have been as good as he is. He could have been better if he wasn't such a dirty player.
Fair. You got Sheldon Richardson. He had 3 solos.
Bro, that dude's been a stud.
He's been
for 4 weeks in a row.
3 tackles. I don't know if that's stud status necessarily. He had 2 passes.
A full-on defensive lineman, a nose tackle at that.
Yeah, I can name a few guys I'd rather have over him though. Grady Jarrett's one of them. Chris Jones.
Who? Okay, you said I'll give you Chris Jones, who's a defensive end, full-on defensive line. You tell me you're taking Grady Jarrett over Sheldon Richardson. Let's look at their stats, bro.
Tackle. Chris Jones is a nose tackle. I'll pull them all up right now. Grady.
I'll give you Chris Jones, but over the season.
Chris Jones was kind of hurt this season too, so.
Bro, Chris Jones is
time. All right.
I was thinking Chandler Jones top of my head but Chris Jones he's a stud, but he's been injured a lot.
All right, Grady Jarrett 6.5 sacks, Chris Jones 8, Sheldon Richardson 3. Quarterback hits. Grady Jarrett, 16. Chris Jones, 8. Sheldon Richardson, 4. Not so hot. He does have a shit ton of tackles. I'll give you that. He's got 59 tackles, but Grady Jarrett's got almost 70. And Chris Jones.
Damn, I guess I didn't realize Grady Jarrett had that many.
Yeah, he was solid all season. Sheldon Richardson, you're right. He has towards the end of the season. He's definitely come on strong. Which
the
is
last 4 weeks, he's been a stud.
Which is why it probably feels like he's been better than he has been. But as far as the consistency level, Grady Jarrett has been consistent as all get out. And then Chris Jones has been a little bit more of the pop guy because he's got the 8 sacks. So they've all been solid, though. I mean, they're all within 20 points of each other, 25 points of each other in a pretty low-scoring league. So anyway, I guess we should finish up with some defensive backs here before we get too lost in the mix. Let's see what we got. Off the top of my head, I know Eric Reed. We had some people talking about him yesterday. How'd he end up doing?
That's a good question. He didn't ball out.
No.
He didn't do what I thought he was going to do, I'll tell you that.
No, I figured that whole defense would do a little bit better. Damn, he had a bad day. I don't even see him on the top 30 list. Ew.
No.
Well, let's start at the top. Sean Williams, my dude. I did play Sean Williams in a championship matchup. He had 8 solos, 5 assists, a sack, 2 pass deflections, or 2 quarterback hits, but it wasn't enough to get me the win, unfortunately. He was solid all season. There's another guy who's a little bit older.
Dude, Jesse Bates, Sean Williams.
Love it. Solid tandem.
Let's be honest, are the best duo?
Yeah. I mean, it's them
Maybe.
or it's –
I mean, they both finished the top last year. I think they're going to both finish the top 10 this year.
Well, they were both healthy all season too, which is hard to do at safety, it seems like, this year. So Major points for that alone.
Hey, who finished better, Jamal Adams or Derwin James?
Jamal Adams by a lot. Jamal Adams had – yeah. And I just knew that too. Like, he could have had a bigger game too.
Well, we had that question, and I was like, listen, it wasn't hard for you and me. And Steve, we all said Jamal Adams was the start. I don't know who Mitch Shane or it might have been Brandon Jackson. B-Jack asked us. And I think, we all unanimously Jamal Adams. It wasn't close, I don't think.
Yeah.
So
he had more solos. He had 2 tackles for loss and a quarterback hit. Derwin James didn't have a bad day by any stretch of the imagination, but it was not a good day either.
Eric Reed finished off with five solos and 1 assist.
Yeah.
That's all he had.
Remember what I said? I said his floor was going to be 6. So
that's exactly what he had. Yep.
I'll give it. I said 6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my Badgers 6 solos. Uh-oh. We lost Jared.
Uh-oh. Okay. He's back. He's coming back. But interesting list we had here today or yesterday.
Hey, he's back.
Yep.
Jordan Poyer, he had a huge game. He's a guy that I'm going to be drafting a lot of next year. 10 solos and a forced fumble. I'm just going to say it now. For anyone that I tell this to my buddy at work, I do this every year. I try to buy low on shitty offenses. So just shitty teams. So this year, rolling into next year, that's going to be a lot of Bengals players I'm going to have on teams next year. And it's looking like the Bills are good, but people are still looking at the Bills as like they're bad.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be able to get Jordan Poyer, Matt Milano, Ed Oliver, because he did not do great this year. You're going to be able to get those guys next season at a big discount compared to your Derwin Jameses and your Roquan Smiths and your, Akeem Hickses, guys that people kind of have a more solid view of. And because these guys were on bad teams or they're on teams that are at a discount, buy them up. Sean Williams, I'm going to be having a lot of John Ross, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon, Jesse Bates. Sam Hubbard even. He'll probably fall. Even though Hubbard had a good season, I bet he'll probably go between 10 and 15 next year at defensive end. And that's probably the higher end, I'd imagine, because people are going to be like, well, he didn't have any sacks. I'm like, good, I'll take 70 tackles off a defensive end. Fine with me. And knowing there's upside left, give it to me. So that's just a little, plug for how to play the game. This is a larger scale game than just like, I have these guys. How did you get these guys? What'd you pay for these guys?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all part of the game. Justin Reed showed up on Saturday. Pretty rare sighting in the top performance.
He did.
Back.
I mean, and that thing is, I think we all expected Justin Reed to have that season, especially with everybody leaving. Maybe just, injuries was one thing. Maybe the stage was just a little bit bigger than we expected for him.
Yeah.
I mean, they could still make the playoffs too. So
it was definitely a combination of the injury and, like you said, I just think a lot got put on his shoulders. Like, you are you're our back end guy now, and then he got that shoulder injury early in the season, and you can tell he's been playing through it. And you can't tackle guys as hard as you want when you're hurt. I mean, that's just fact. You can still be a better tackler than 99% of the human population and still be hurt. So he's the guy to buy on.
I wonder who was playing Sean Bunting.
Yeah, I saw that. It's only because he got that back. Landon Collins had a decent game yesterday. Apparently, he's been battling an injury as well, low key.
Mm-hmm. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he had a good game.
He was a guy that
we said he was going to have a good game, though.
Yeah.
With Von Bell being out, I mean, we said, I told Brandon, I said, how do you not start the guy? I haven't looked at off his stats yet, but I just kind of knew he was going to have that game. I like that dude.
I'm pretty sure Von Bell is a free agent this offseason, too, so he might be a guy that ends up sitting in that spot for a year or two now, just by default. So keep an eye on him this offseason, guys.
So teams that are looking at safety help, do the Cowboys go after him?
No, they're going to want somebody that's going to cost even more.
They want to spend more money.
Yeah, they're going to try.
There's a safety or two that I want to talk to when we get down to the Senior Bowl. I think we're going to surprise some names. We'll talk about it later, but there's some guys. So
there's safety coming out. You're 100% right. I know most of the first part of January, all I'm going to be doing is watching tape, YouTube.
We're going to convert Jordan real quick.
Oh, I mean,
Jordan's going to be a big college football guy in no time.
I am. From January to May, I'm a big college football guy.
It's hilarious.
All right, guys. I mean, there's not, it's just kind of the usual suspects,
Right.
Had just an okay game. Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah, usual suspects and Ross Cockrell. There
wasn't any giant tackle games yesterday. And that Ross Cockrell guy, but I mean that makes me mad. I played some defensive back from Carolina. I forget his name. He had 0, and it looks like this guy Ross Cockrell went in and played for him. Screw me, right?
Yep. You're welcome.
Yeah, but I mean a lot of Eric Weddle 6 tackles, Antoine Bethea 6 tackles, Tavon Wilson 9 tackles. I mean. Not zeros.
Dude, Tavon Wilson, dude.
Yeah. He's young.
His floor is 8. It's crazy.
Get him on your team while you can. So, yeah, I mean, it was a good season. There was some good games yesterday. Like I said, hopefully you guys can pull off some championships tonight. What we got tonight? Harrison Smith, Anthony Harris, Anthony Barr, Eric Kendricks. You got Griffin. You got Hunter going in tonight. Who's on the other side of the Packers? So you got Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith. There's a couple of guys that could maybe win you a week. Blake Martinez.
Yeah.
Savage,
So-
if you're playing him.
Are Alexander and King healthy this week? Because that's huge. It's just Jair Alexander covering Diggs. So that's what I want to know.
Well, nobody can cover Diggs. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
Javarius Ward.
Unless he disappears.
Okay, well, there's 3 or 4 guys that can cover him.
Mm-hmm.
Because Javarius Ward held that dude to 1 catch for 3 yards.
He can't be covered unless he wants to be covered that week.
A dude's a stud, and he'll disappear, and that's what drives me nuts about it. So,
About Diggs, that's not
Okay,
his fault. Though.
It's not his fault.
Oh, it's not. It's Dalvin.
It's not his fault. He just
Dalvin
subconsciously decides that he doesn't want to play ball that week.
They still had Jerick McKinnon and Latavius Murray up there, and Dalvin Cook was hurt. Diggs would have probably been. Oh, I can't even imagine. With Thielen finally going out of the way, if Dalvin Cook wasn't there, oh my gosh, he would have had such a crazy season. He had over 1,000 yards this season. Nobody's talking about it. Just second 1,000-yard season in a row with Kirk Cousins. But it's all Dalvin Cook up there.
You know what's
good.
crazy is before last season, Kirk Cousins didn't have a 1,000-yard receiver, and last year had 2.
Yeah, he did. He did in Washington. He had Deshaun Jackson. He had Pierre Garçon. You better go check the stats on this.
You better go check stats. It was just under 900. It was just over 900. Pull it up.
I don't want to do that. I'll look it up in a minute.
He's like, I don't want to be the one that's wrong.
I mean,
He's going to look now. He's got to look. He's like, I don't. Oh.
you guys just keep chatting away over there. Chatty Cathy. Pierre Garçon.
I know
2016, he had 1,041 yards. All right, so let's see what Deshaun Jackson had that year. Jackson. He had in 2016. He had 1,005 yards. All right, there's 2 right there.
Oh.
And who was the other guy I was going to say was on that team that year?
Jamison Crowder.
Did Jamison Crowder break 1,000? I don't think so. He might have.
I doubt it.
I think some stat corrections happened there because they literally announced it right before last year's season.
He had 847 though.
I'm telling you, the stat correction was happening because he hadn't had a 1,000-yard receiver.
Well, he had
that was one of the things. Like, why are we paying this guy $32 million?
I think it was Jordan Reed. I think Jordan Reed had 1,000 yards that season.
He's not a receiver; he's a tight end.
Caught 1,000 yards worth of passes.
Bro, I could say the same thing about Alex Smith. He didn't throw a touchdown to a wide receiver for 2 years.
No, he didn't. He only had. Damn, he didn't hardly even play that season. Oh.
Yeah, Jordan. Yeah, you can't be counting on Jordan Reed.
He had at least 2. Facts.
You said 1,005 yards. That's 1.
Well, and Pierre Garçon, he had 1,041. That's 2 in 2015, 16.
What?
They were both on the Redskins.
So my question was, so you say that, but didn't he not play the entire season? And another quarterback?
That was the season he started. That was his first season. Because remember, it was him or an RG3, and they announced right before the season started that Kirk Cousins was going to get the job. He played all 16 in 2016. It's easy. The misinformation on Kirk Cousins is not your fault. People hate on him. People shit all over him. I mean, if you ask a Joe Bull on the street, he's not even a
he had his best year last year, and then he's had a pretty decent year this year.
Yes and no.
Not great.
And he had 4,900 yards in 2016. Almost 5,000.
That's ridiculous, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That was his best yardage season. Last year he had 30 touchdowns. That was his best touchdown season.
All right, let's talk about this. The two quarterbacks that lead the league in passing yards are who this year? I don't have to look.
I don't know.
Dak and Winston, where are they going this year?
The Pro Bowl?
No, well, I mean, not to the
Maybe.
playoffs.
Not to the playoff.
They go into their couch.
No. They're not.
They're gonna watch the playoffs from the couch. Is what they're gonna do.
They're watching the playoffs, same place where freaking Miami's watching the playoffs.
Yep. That's exactly what they're doing. They can get all the yards they want.
Fair enough. All I'm saying is, I'm happy that
Lamar Jackson didn't. He was like 13th in yardage, and passage yardage or something like that.
He's and those touchdowns.
Yeah, they're going to the playoffs. Tom Brady had
playoffs last year.
Tom Brady's having a terrible season on offense, and they're going to the playoffs.
Yeah, well,
but they've got a good defense.
Exactly.
Games against the Jets in Miami.
Let's not forget Brad.
They played against Buffalo too, though.
Hey, let's not forget Trent Dilfer and Brad Johnson both won a Super Bowl.
Never forget Brock Osweiler too.
They had to beat Buffalo twice this year, so
he went to the playoffs. You know, let me hear a funny story. This just end the show on a really sad story. I went to 3 years ago when he was a Texan. I went to a Colts game, and I got to see Andrew Luck play, which was awesome, and T.Y. Hilton play. Then I also got to see Brock Osweiler overthrow and underthrow DeAndre Hopkins for like an hour straight.
Nice.
Nightmare.
That was fun.
I was like, oh, terrible.
Did he have the lobster claws on and everything? I mean,
they drafted that guy because he was 6'5" to 6'7", right? I mean, he was a monster at Arizona State, and I was having an argument with my dad about it. I was like, whether or not he was going to be good. I'm like, Dad, that dude's trash.
In the playoffs. He beat Tom Brady in the playoffs. He's elite. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. He sucks. But anyway, I
can't believe that he got paid.
I'm one of the very few people that paid money to go watch him play.
He's Sam Bradford them.
Yeah, that's for real.
No, Sam Bradford. Let's not say that. Sam Bradford got injured. Sam Bradford also owns one season where he led the only person that has a better percentage in one season, completion percentage, without a running back, by the way, is Sam Bradford. The only person that beats him is Drew Brees. He did it 3 times.
Love me.
Yeah. Okay. Make all
and that was the year
Peterson
got hurt. He didn't even have a running back.
True.
Yep. Okay. What happened to him after that?
Who cares? He's
just injury prone, bro.
We'll stop arguing about shitty quarterbacks for our audience. We appreciate you guys.
Hurt Garrett's feelings.
It's been a fun season. Shouts to Expand the Box Score we literally got linked up with them guys like 3 days before the season started. So shouts to them for having us on, let us use their stats. We got a good connection with those guys now, had the Senior Bowl with them. Expect us to keep working with them and in tandem with them this offseason in some capacity. We're not really sure what the schedule is going to be like for the next few months. We're not going to be necessarily doing a weekly show anymore because, there's not a lot of news going on. But, Senior Bowl is a month away. We will be there 1 month from right now. We will be there. I will, at least. I'm pretty sure Jared's going to be there. Hopefully Steve's going to be there. It's going to be a fun offseason, guys. Thankfully, we won't have so many early mornings. But stick with us. We'll keep the community growing. Drag your league mates in here. If you guys think we suck, even more reason to bring your league mates in. To give them bad information.
Yeah, send them.
We don't. If that's what you think. Tell them to listen to us. We'll send them the wrong direction.
Yep. Got no problem with that.
No problem throwing shade left and right where we need to for the squad. So anyway, I guess we'll shut it out now until next time, guys. We appreciate you. We love the community. Thanks for listening. And hope you win that gold tonight, to Neil Hunter, Sac City.
Sac City.
All right, hit him, Jared.
All right, let's go.